Now it's Sparage taking the shot, scores! What a move! What a goal! How about that? Handles his way to the net, scores! Oh my goodness!
NOJHL Game Day back once again. What's up, everybody? I'm Alex Bastivansky, and welcome back into our league studio. Lots has gone down in a short period of time. I'm here to tell you all about it before puck drop, so let's go.
Showing off. Finds a breakaway pass in for Cowan. Abe Cowan. Denied by Riley there. Rob, beautiful save there.
There have been a lot of those saves by Timmins goaltender Dryden Riley this season. He's following up on his tremendous rookie campaign last year by taking his game to a whole different level.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with how this year's gone for me so far. It's a step from last year, and that's where I want to go. I want to just keep getting better every year, and hopefully next year is even better.
Simply put, the 17-year-old has been dominant, and he's got the stats to back up that claim. He's first in the league for goals against average at 2.12, second in wins, having racked up 14 so far, and third in the NOJHL with a .925 save percentage. Growing up, he patterned his game after one of the world's best.
One of the guys I patterned my game after when I was younger was Andrei Vasilevsky. I really looked up to him as a goaltender, and he was just so fast and explosive, and I just really wanted to be like him, and I really wanted to be that athletic goalie that makes those fall-down saves.
Riley's play has not gone unnoticed this season. Back in December, he was chosen as one of two goaltenders to represent Team Canada East at the World Junior A Challenge in Alberta.
Playing the World Junior A Challenge for me was a huge honor to represent my country like this, and I've never been a part of a Team Canada organization prior, and it was all firsts for me. A great group of guys, a great coaching staff, and I'm really thankful that I got to represent my country like that. And I know the results weren't ideal, but we had a great time and got lots of exposure.
Dryden has big aspirations for his hockey career beyond this season.
Yeah, my goals going forward are to move up in the levels of hockey. I'd say major junior next year is a great step for me. Where that is, I'm not too sure yet, but I hope I'll have something figured out for next year that I can play major junior, and then hopefully after that NCAA Division I, and after that some type of pro hockey.
But for now, the Belleville, Ontario native couldn't be happier that he made the trek north to Timmins, which has given him every opportunity to advance his game.
Yeah, I mean, I love living in Timmins. It's been great for me so far, and I have an amazing billet that does everything for me, and an amazing staff team in Timmins, and it is a great experience that helps me develop and get better every day. I think right now we're a little bit of an underdog. We are kind of on a slump right now, but I think we have a great opportunity and a great coaching staff that will push us every day to get better, and I think we can make a big upset against some of these big teams that are doing well right now. As long as we keep working every day, I think we'll get there eventually.
It was a good performance here today by Dryden Riley. Such a calm presence there.
Okay, on to last night's showdown between the two behemoths of the league, and this game lived up to expectations.
It's up on the left-hand side. Oh my! Aiden Kalin gets run from behind and no arm in the air, but here are the Lumberjacks. Immediately they score! Henry Wallet.
Hurst draws first blood against Sudbury on the road, but the Cubs strike back just 30 seconds later. Nolan Newton feeds Ben Harris. Tie game heading into the second period.
This period, both on the power play. 2-0, fresh off the bench. It's a Sinaway. Harris a Sinaway scores! Someone there is Wallet. He knocks it down by Sinaway with a great play. He scores! Breaks it up, and now the Cubs can get to work on the man advantage. Here's Sam Sinaway with 2 on the game. Can he make it 3? Backdoor feed, they score!
The Cubs were up 4-1, but you knew there was no way Hurst was going to go quietly. Don Heavenveya, right off the face-off, makes it 4-2. Then Tyler Patterson undresses Alexandre Valade to cut the deficit to just one, setting up the dramatic final few seconds.
Face-off won by Sudbury. The Cubs have won 18 in a row as a shot at the last second just goes wide. Make it 18 straight wins for the Cubbies.
The streak lives on, but wow, this was a good one. The game of the year so far in the league as the Cubs win a 4-3 thriller over the Jacks. Can anything match that tonight? We shall see. Iroquois Falls taking on the Sioux Eagles. Sioux just one loss in their last 10, and they are 3-0 against the Storm so far this season. Sudbury will try to run that streak to 19 games against the Voodoos, and they've had Powassan's number this year. 5-0 so far against the guys in green. Hearst will try to get back on track against Espanola. The Jacks now on a mini 2-game losing streak, but they are 2-0 against the Kings this season. And the Gold Miners face the Sioux Thunderbirds. Kirkland Lake is on a 16-game losing streak, but one of their 2 wins this season came against the T-Birds back on October 20th. Primetime player for last night, it's got to be Sam Sinaway from the Sudbury Cubs. The big players come through in the big moments. He was fantastic in this contest. 2 goals, 1 assist. He is now on a 19-game point streak. And your play of the day brought to you by BrokerLink, Auto, Home, and Business Insurance. BrokerLink, life is confusing. Your insurance shouldn't be. And we are going back to Sam Sinaway for this incredible play.
Great speed and hooking back in the neutral zone there is Wallach. He knocks it down by Sinaway with a great play. He scores! Oh, what a play from Sam Sinaway. Picks his pocket and gets rewarded with his second straight goal of the period, and the Cubs have made it 3-1.
Yeah, and just remember, of course, that to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the NOJHL, you can head to the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. Now it's off to the rink for puck drop. Enjoy the game.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
And we welcome you inside the Powassan Sportsplex for a game here tonight between the Powassan Voodoos and the Greater Sudbury Cubs. I'm Courtney Kenny, and I'm pleased to be joined by a guy who's a real riot on the microphone, and he's Harrison from the Garrison. Harrison Clements, usually down at ice level. You've been promoted tonight, Harrison.
Pleasure to be back up here with you, Courtney. We're sure to see an exciting game. Last time we had a very tight 40 minutes. The last time these two teams matched up here at the Sportsplex, and then the Cubs kind of ran away with it in the third period, hoping for a bit tighter game tonight. And the Voodoos are back in the Sportsplex after a 3-game northern road trip where they had 1 win, 1 loss, and an overtime loss in Hearst. The Voodoos pulled out a comeback 5-3 win over the Rock on Sunday, while Jack Nolan is rolling with 4 points in the past 2 games this weekend.
Yeah, he's looked really good, and he looked good against the Cubs in that game as well that you're talking about. Like you said, a very tight 40 minutes, and then the Cubs just came out flying in the third. Speaking of Cubs flying, They come in on an 18-game winning streak after holding off Hearst last night. You might have heard about that in the game day video, where they beat Hearst at home 4-3. The league website will say 19 games because they've already given the win that they would have had against Elliott Lake, but they've only physically played 18 games. So the winning streak is really only at 18 games. However, it's a bit of a new-look Cubs team as well. As former Voodoos, if you can't beat them, join them, I guess is the best way to say. Or you might live long, or you might either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain, at least in the eyes of the Voodoos. As former Voodoos 20-year-old defenseman Mike McLean, who will get one last sad yippee-ki-yay out of me, was acquired at the deadline from the Yarmouth Mariners of the Maritime Hockey League. They've also added former 19-year-old Guelph Storm defender William Haley, who has split the year with the Ayers Centennials of the Gouge HL and the OHL club being the Guelph Storm. So that's a new look Cubs team. We also have a new look Voodoos team here as well.
The Voodoos have been busy at the trade deadline, making some moves to improve the forward group. They added 18-year-old right shot skilled American board forwards as free agents prior to the January 10th deadline. Ryan Saginaw is making the jump from non-sanctioned Northern Cyclones of the NCDC in the U.S., where he had 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points in 17 games. And then we also have Eric Whitelaw, a speedy forward who joins the Voodoos from the U18 AAA Car Shield program in St. Louis, Missouri. He started the season with the Renfrew Wolves of the CCHL. To make room for the American duo, the Voodoos moved big forward Jeremy Schoenborn to the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners for a development fee. 6'6" forward had 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points in 21 games with Powassan. And forward Nathan Peltier left the Voodoos to join the Eastern Hockey League team in the U.S., while Caleb Ellard will join a team in the USPHL Premier. Both leagues are not sanctioned by USA Hockey. As well, forward Lucas Gunner was also released by the club prior to the CJHL January 10th cut-down date, and he had been picked up by the Blind River Beavers.
As the Voodoos come out to the ice, we're just about set for puck drop. As mentioned, you talked about Saginaw. He put up huge offensive numbers last season with 55 goals and 46 assists for 101 points in 55 games with the Pittsburgh U18 AAA Predators. However, if that name is a little bit familiar to fans around the Voodoos, it's the same U18 AAA program that former Voodoos forward Ryan Patrick and Dylan McElhinney came from. So those guys, big fans here in Powassan for them. But we are going to get to the national anthem, and then we'll talk about the starting lineups on the other side of this.
The American Canadian national anthem.
True Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by the Clubhouse by Gateway Golf. Located on Oak Street East in North Bay, Ontario, with over 200 plus real-time courses, simulator arcade games, and delicious eats, the Clubhouse is North Bay's newest social hangout.
And here's your starting lineup for the Cubs. You have Nolan Newton, Dax Klinkhammer, and Walker up on the front end. You also have Mike McLean is making the start here, number 20, out there in blue, and then Noah Bolin in net with 19 games. He's 15-1, 215 goals against average, and a 917 goals against, or save percentage rather. As I am a train wreck all over the place, Harrison.
We also have Caden Cowell, Caden DeBroy, and Ryan Saginaw on the top line for the Voodoos. We also have Jackson Smith, and we also have Mason Rotundo on the defense. And then in net for the Voodoos, we have Tyson Wilcox making the start here tonight.
Wilcox, who's been injured since just before Christmas, or just coming back. He's played 11 games. He's 7-4, the 276 goals against average, and a 928 save percentage. And he's in relief from Austin Seibel, who's had to play every game, including 3-3 last weekend. So nice to see Tyson Wilcox back as the Cubs quickly get the puck into the Voodoo zone. Now Cowell going the other way. Cowell taken off the puck by Vlad. DuBroy did play it in offside. And early in this one, the Cubs in the road blues are going left to right, and the Voodoos in their home whites are going right to left as we get started here at the Powassan Sportsplex. Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Harrison Clements, cameraman Mike Brown, and of course Cassie Millen, who's down at ice level for this one. As Misa gets in for the draw. He did win it back, but they deem it an unfair draw, so they'll do it again.
Last time these two teams faced up, it was nearly even at the end of the first period. I believe the score was 2-1 to start off the last 20. Last time these two met, Voodoo's hoping for a better start here.
Puck flipped down. Rotundo sends it in on Bolin. Bolin stops it and plays it to Vlad. Vlad quickly from his own end up for Newton. Newton takes a hit from Rotundo, and the puck is quickly down for Whitelaw, who's making his home debut here. As now Newton feathers it over Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer, sharp angle shot to Wilcox. What a save by the goaltender as he makes two good ones there. Wow, welcome back Tyson Wilcox. Bolin behind his net. Plays it to Vlad. Vlad flips it down for Asinaway, or rather Walker. Leaves it for Lucas Signoretti. Signoretti playing it around. Tried to get it past Kratz. He couldn't, but the Cubs hold on. Klinkhammer still with it. Trying to get to the front. Signoretti with a chance, and that one's turned aside by Wilcox. Now it's Bouchard with the puck. Bouchard flipping it back in as the Voodoos get it to McKillop. McKillop making his return to the lineup after serving a 5-game suspension. And the puck is flipped back down the ice. Kratz picks it up at the red line, flips it right in on the backhand. Into the corner, Bolin with it. Leaves it for Bouchard. Bouchard sends it around. Signoretti tried to get to it first, and that's a big hit right there, and the Cubs are responding in kind, as that's one of the biggest hits I've seen leveled by the Voodoos, as Signoretti is down to some discomfort here. Kratz sent to the penalty box right away.
There was the initial play, the puck looked to be going towards the Cubs player. It overshot and it looked like a little bit of knee on knee there. Just a lot of speed going into that play.
Loads of speed. Lucas Signoretti, I'm sure for you at home, you all probably know exactly who he is, as he's currently leading the league with a ridiculous 73 points in 35 games played, including 37 goals as he's up. We'll have to see if he's able to stick in the game, as he's able to skate under his own power. Speaking of Lucas Signoretti, he needs just 32 more points to enter the top 10 all-time scoring in the NOJHL.
He was absolutely on fire last year with the Espanola Paper Kings and looks to bring that speed and shooting power into this year. And as you said, Courtney, he's doing this at a record pace. He's been absolutely ridiculous this year, and a huge part of the reason why the Sudbury Cubs are never out of any game.
No. He's also on a 14-game point streak, and through those 14 games, he has 20 goals, 21 assists, 41 points.
unreal numbers. Those are video game numbers.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Sam Sinaway also on a 19-game point streak, has 21 goals, 23 assists for 44 points, and that's currently the longest streak in the NOJHL. Sudbury Cubs stats brought to you by Thomas Mercier, so thank you for that one, Thomas.
Thank you very much, Thomas. And for those of you who are not aware, in the CGAHL rankings, the Greater Sudbury Cubs are still in that number 1 position as we are waiting here to see what the call will be after that play.
If the Voodoos have to lose Marcus Kratz for the rest of this game, that's a big loss on the back end.
Absolutely. This is
he's already been taken off, so.
Yes, and this is one of the first games that the Voodoos had basically a full roster after the trade deadline, and we got a 5-minute major on the board here. So with 18:29 remaining in the first period.
Oh, it's taken off now.
We did see a 5 go up there, so still being sorted out. I would not be surprised if we do see a 5, though, especially with.
And now Viscu is knocked out of the.
So 5 in a game.
And it looks like it's still 5-on-5. So Harris is getting a 5 in a game in misconduct as well.
So head contact after that initial hit by Harris is leading to 5 in a game. So we're remaining at 5-on-5 here with the draw in the Sudbury zone.
Voodoos might have dodged a major bullet on that one.
Absolutely.
As McLean with the puck through the neutral zone, gets it up for Newton. Newton walks in, takes a shot. That one hit a stick, went well high over the net. Russo tries to chip the puck down the ice, couldn't quite get it out, and now it's sent right back in. Voodoos player Cowell down on the ice behind the play, but he's able to get up, and now the Voodoos go the other way. Caden Cowell walking in. Walks in, stops up, leaves it for Russo with a shot, and Bolin makes the save, and he's just going to hold on. He looked like he wanted to play it, but instead he holds on to the puck.
Nice breakout there. Quick little pass past the blue line, starts a temporary 2-on-1, turns into a 2-on-2 as the Cubs get off the bench. Nice drop pass, create the space, get a solid shot on. A good first attempt for the Voodoos as they get their first shot on goal on the board.
Sharp angle chance from the slot. Another chance. They score! And the Voodoos are in flight here early. It's 1-0 on a sharp angle goal over Bolin. Caleb Dawson. You ask for a goal call, you get a goal call. That's his 6th of the season.
A guy who's been the victim of many highlight reel saves bangs home this one to put the Voodoos up early. A really nice, simple face-off play. You win the draw, you shoot it low against the pads, you force that rebound, and you force in the goal. A great start for the Voodoos.
1-0 Dews here, and we're not even 3 minutes into this one. Navarro with the puck, flips it around, and it's flipped down, and back into Voodoos territory. Now walking in, kick save made by Wilcox, and now the Voodoos flip it right back out. That's Cowell, and the puck on the far side now, sent into Voodoos territory, walking in Sudbury. Good stick there by Jackson Smith. However, another chance comes towards the net, and that one just missed as it hit a body and went wide. Now out Navarro, plays the puck, goes cross ice. It's left up there. Rotundo tries to flip it back out. Now it's flipped in. Smith picks it up in his own zone. Flipped up for Caden Cowell. Cowell walks in, tried to feed it out front for Dubroy. As Mason Rotundo also picking up an assist on that one. As Sinaway flipping the puck in. Goes to the end wall, to box. Tried to kick a bouncing puck. He finally does. And now it's played back for Bouchard. Bouchard with a shot on net. That one's blocked by Dubroy and knocked down. Now it's flipped in. McKillop gets to it. No, Sinaway got to it instead. Now it's to Boys. Boys in the neutral zone. Getting a whole lot of harassment there. Is coming in now. Another chance. They score! The Powassan Voodoos make it 2-0 here as Eric Whitelaw with his 2nd already and his 1st in front of the home crowd.
In what looked like a really innocent play at first. Just walking in with the puck, bangs it in short side, undetected by defenders, and is allowed to just pick his spot.
Not even, we're just under 3.5 into this one. It's 2-0 Powassan as the Cubs are on their heels, and they've changed goalies already. Now in net, Carson Chartier. 3 games, 3 wins, 2.00 goals against average, and a .935 save percentage. His first win came here a couple of weeks ago.
Chartier looked really sharp in that initial game here at the Sportsplex.
Now the Voodoos are buzzing. The puck rolls in on Chartier. He's just going to make the save. And I made this comment to Thomas when he was here, but his Sarnia Sting outfit kind of really clashes with the Cubs blue a little.
Not to sound disrespectful, but frankly, it would match a little bit better with the Voodoos colors.
Yeah, the yellow would look good for sure. There's Dubroy into the draw, trying to get the puck on net. Dubroy, backhand chance, that one's blocked. Another chance was nearly thrown on net by Navarro, and the rebound comes to Chartier, who's just going to cover it up and play it safe. So that's 2 goals on 3 shots for Noah Bolm, who's currently not on the bench at all.
We've seen him make some absolutely outstanding plays throughout the past few seasons. He's been a stalwart in net for the Greater Sudbury Cubs. It's a very unusual circumstance we're seeing here tonight, folks.
And he's he's a NOJHL champion goalie. He's a great goalie in this league. As the puck is won back to DeCallaway, he flipped it towards the net, but that one's blocked. Now Rotundo kept it in. No, he didn't, sorry. As I'm blind and can't see blue lines, apparently. Puck now flipped down the ice. Klinkhammer tried to get it past Dawson. He couldn't. Now the puck goes to the far side. Rotundo tried to flip it out. He does. As now he is going to get acquainted with Klinkhammer there, as they don't really appreciate the pushing and shoving from each other. But calmer heads will prevail.
This is as fast and as intense a game as one would expect from a matchup between these two teams facing off against each other last year in the NOJHL Finals. There is certainly a rivalry that has been stewing for a long time, and each time they play is just as intense. The Voodoos bring the speed and the ferocity, and it's getting them 2 goals. The Sudbury Cubs are more than likely going to respond in kind.
Oh yeah, the Cubs aren't out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. Jackson Smith near side is flipped down the ice though. And just out of the reach now, a good chance here for Powassan walking in. Good save there by Chartier. As that was a wonderful chance by Ryan Saginaw looking for his first NOJHL goal. Saginaw on the far side. Showing a little bit of spirit here in his first game in Powassan. I'll stop, I promise.
No, that was great.
Smith up for Cowell. How much did the Voodoos miss Caden Cowell? He's got 3 goals in 4 games back. As the puck flipped back in behind the net, Navarro with it. It's picked up again by Saginaw. Saginaw avoiding a check. Lost the puck though. And now the Cubs get the puck to center ice and flip it in. McKillop up the ice. It hits Cowell and he just chips it in. Now Whitelaw, the most recent goal scorer, tried to get a hold of it. And Asinaway picks it up. Asinaway through the neutral zone. He's going to get a call as Whitelaw whacked him. So the Voodoos will go to the first penalty here. Or penalty kill, I should say. And the Cubs are going to get a power play. Signoretti with the puck as he's back out on the ice. Flips it down the ice. And Newton's going to beat out the icing. DeCallaway on the near side. It's sent back for Antonioni. Now back in and out. Jacob Signoretti on the far side. Picks it up. Sends it to the near side. It's up for Asinaway. Asinaway with the puck, as the Cubs have had a really extended look here, the net empty. Klinkhammer walks in. Klinkhammer with the shot. That one's stopped by Wilcox. And now we'll finally get the whistle here, as we'll see Whitelaw head to the box.
First true power play for either side here. The Greater Sudbury Cubs have had an outstanding season so far. They're just ridiculous on the power play. Just trying to pull up the stats here.
I got it right here for you, buddy.
Excellent.
They rock the top power play overall at 29.5%.
That is huge numbers.
And away, they also rank the top at 26%. Thank you again, Thomas Mercier. Vlad on the far side takes a shot. Wilcox makes the save. And now the puck bounces down the ice for the Cubs. One last thing I want to mention about all that is that their home power play is also ridiculous, as it's at 32%. So the Cubs come to play with the man advantage. And that'll go for icing, even though it looked like Signoretti had the inside lane. But with 31 seconds gone on the penalty kill, well, the Voodoos will get a face-off at the Cubs zone.
Any time off on the penalty kill is good time off, whether it's 5 seconds, whether it's 10 or even 1. Just as long as you're not giving Sudbury that advantage, especially with the numbers you were just talking about. If you can win it back and burn a little bit, that's as good as anything.
Face-off won by the Cubs, and they break out. Sinaway walking in. Back out front. Good stick there by Dubroy, but it's right to Signoretti. Back to Sinaway. Now Vlad to Sinaway again. Sends it in deep. Newton on the far side. Newton going for a skate. Gets it back to the point. Now he walks in. Newton leaves it for Signoretti. Cross ice to Sinaway. Sinaway with a chance. That one goes wide. And the Voodoos whacking at it. Now they do get it out, and that'll kill off some time here as it's sent down the ice by DeCallaway. 50 seconds left on the man advantage. Chartier leaves it for Sinaway. Sinaway out of his zone. Gets the puck down the ice for Newton. Newton walks in. Newton didn't like what he saw. Russo's all over him. And Sinaway is right there as well. Now Sinaway's pass a little bit too hot for Jacob Signoretti to handle. And the puck is right back down the ice. 30 seconds remain on the man advantage. Jacob Signoretti behind his net. Flips it around. And now coming out of their zone quickly is Walker. Walker walks in, goes to the middle of the ice. Shanks had a chance in the high slot and couldn't quite handle it. Now Cowell sends the puck down the ice. McLean picks it up. McLean going for a skate, walks in. McLean on the far side, chance off the side of the net. And the Voodoos get to it, send it down the ice. And that should kill off the remaining time as we're back to 5-on-5. Jacob Signoretti sends it right back up for Shanks. Shanks can't quite get the puck in though. And he'll finally flip it in. Now McGunthin with it. McGunthin behind his own net. Leaves it for Rotundo. Rotundo flips it to the near side for McKillop. McKillop trying to dipsy-doodle around a couple. He did get around Walker but couldn't get past Shanks. But then he promptly deposits Shanks on his rear end. Now McGunthin throwing the puck cross ice. Was looking for Whitelaw. And the puck was just out of his reach. Now still in Cubs territory. Whitelaw battling for it. Couldn't quite get it to Misa though. As now the puck down the ice, Walker has it at the Voodoos bench, flips it back. Cubs nearly caught for too many men, but Rubik ended up playing the puck well. Has a big hit right there by McKillop, knocks Walker down, and the puck flipped back into Voodoos territory. And McKillop has it behind his own net. Sends it around to the far side, Saginaw picks it up for Dubroy. Dubroy chips it off the boards and out. Now Vlad flips it right back in. McKillop has some time, flips it right back out for Saginaw. Saginaw up the ice quickly. Gets it to Dubroy. Dubroy with some speed through the neutral zone. Caden Dubroy left it for Cowell. Right idea. Just couldn't quite find number 22. Now Vlad with the puck again. Flips it down the ice. And it's into Voodoos territory as another chance at a big hit there, but it's just narrowly avoided. Now Navarro plays it in. That'll go for offside. And 10:26 on the clock. We'll get a stoppage here.
An excellent penalty kill from the Powassan Voodoos. Early on, they make a correction that they were leaving open earlier in the game, jamming up the slot, leaving those high danger chances to a minimum. Aside from the one shot from Shanks, they didn't really get anything off, and then playing physically at the blue line, not letting them enter the zone, was a really good combination to keep the Voodoos lead at 2.
DeBox has the puck on the near side. Up for Dawson. McLean battling with his former teammate. Still battling for it. Couple of bodies in there now. 2 blue jerseys, 3 blue jerseys with 2 white jerseys. And the puck goes down the ice. Now Lazarus will get to it. Sends it right back down the ice. Sinaway to McLean. McLean with some speed. Good stick there by McKillop though, knocks it away from him. Now Call has it behind his own net. Owen Call. Flip the puck down the ice. He was looking for Dawson. Shanks gets to it instead. And Signoretti back on the attack. Signoretti, sharp angle chance. Wilcox makes the save on that one, as he was nearly knocked back into his net from the shot. Trying to make the save. Dawson got to it, flips it in. Call still battling for it on the near side, or on the near side corner. Now McGunthin comes in. Shanks nearly lost it though. But now Signoretti dipsy doodles through the feet of McGunthin gets it over for Walker. Walker stops up, flips the puck into the middle of the ice, and McGunthin picks it up. Now McGunthin to the near side for Rotundo. Off his backhand, puck hopped away, and Russo goes in to try and chase after it in the corner. Russo battling for it again as the Cubs are having fits trying to get it out of that corner, and now it's finally out, and it'll be played offside by the Voodoos, and that'll bring us to our mid-period break. So you've heard Harrison and I drone on a little bit. We'll let you listen to Matt Surkum here for a couple of seconds.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex. Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Harrison Clement. And Harrison, what a first period we've seen so far.
Well, against the Greater Sudbury Cubs, we really haven't seen the Voodoos come out like they have in this game. Full of physicality, with lots of speed, creating opportunities for themselves, and with a ton of space, and not letting themselves get pushed around. Part of the trend that we've seen between previous Voodoos games and Cubs games is the Voodoos got hemmed in their own zone a lot and had a hard time getting the puck out. They've done an excellent job of clearing the puck, one touch pass, 1-2, and out and back on the rush. I think that's a great adjustment that they made, and if they can keep that up, odds will be definitely more in their favor.
Noah Bolin back out on the bench as he's been pulled out of this one after allowing 2 goals on 3 shots early in this one. Chartier's only faced 1 shot since coming in. The shots are currently 7-4 in favor of the Cubs. Newton in for the draw against Dubroy. 2 former buddies battling it out. As now the puck flipped near side for Cowell. Cowell flips it towards the net. It'll go behind the Cubs net though as Jacob Signoretti plays it to the far side for Newton. Newton up for Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer walks in as that'll be offside on Walker, as he was right in front of Klinkhammer, so there's no disputing that call.
Cubs overheating a little bit, getting too quick on the rush. They've done a really good job at getting established in the neutral zone and setting up their breakouts. They've been entering the Voodoo zone fairly easily, but as mentioned before, the Voodoos have kept most of their opportunities to the outside or clearing their zone quickly.
To Callaway off the draw, sends it flip side for DeBox. Now to Callaway, picks it back up as it hit a body, and he flips it into the Cubs zone. Saginaw pressuring Signoretti, but now it's to the near side. Flip down the ice. Good stick there by Cowell, disrupts that pass, but Newton's going to be first on it in the Voodoo zone. Almost 12 minutes gone here in this opening frame. Back to Jacob Signoretti. Puck flips in, and now the Voodoos on the counterattack is Dubroy. Dubroy walks in, tries to feed it back to Cowell, as he was looking for Caden Cowell, and he just tripped up and had the puck hop away from him. Now the puck back down the ice. Jacob Signoretti picks it up. Now it's at the blue line, flipped over to the far side. Picked up by Powassan, as Saginaw tried to find Cowell, but couldn't. Now McKillop nearly had the puck stripped from him, and the puck is in the middle of the ice. So a couple of dangerous moments there for the Voodoos, but Cowell corrals it. Cowell going for a skate, stops off at his blue line, gets it to Smith. Smith quickly down for Misa, who just gets a stick on it, so it'll negate the icing. Now McLean with the puck behind his own net. Down the ice, it's kicked to him from Signoretti, and picked up by Rotundo. Rotundo for DeCallaway, flipped down the ice. Vlad had boys on him right away though, and he had to make a good play. Now Vlad flips the puck in. Mateo Signoretti plays it right back in. Rubik sends it back in. Vlad had a chance, and that one's turned aside. Now Wilcox makes a blocker save. And the puck on the near side wall. Mateo Signoretti couldn't quite hold on to it, but he still gets it to McLean. McLean trying to get to the middle of the ice. Got it to Boys, though, instead. And Boys flips the puck down. Will that have enough for icing? No, they claim it isn't icing, as someone must have touched it on the Cubs. Right back down the ice. Bouchard sends it in. Wilcox makes a blocker save. And now Russo picks up the puck, as Whitelaw crashes into the boards by his own bench. And the puck played back for McGunthin. McGunthin for Viscu. Viscu looking for Russo. Back to the point. Flip back in by the Voodoos. Now Russo trying to find the front of the net, couldn't quite get there. And now Sinaway plays it to the middle of the ice for Lucas Signoretti. Now played back as a couple of bodies go flying. And that took away a chance there for Bouchard to get the puck down the ice. And now we'll have a penalty here for interference, it looks like, against Powassan.
So we'll see the Voodoos go back on the...
It's Signoretti that's going to go. It looked like he went right to Russo, so that's why I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it very much looked that way. So the Voodoos will get their first power play of the game with 5:58 remaining in the period. As we said, it is an interference call, and Voodoo's already up 2-0. They've been keeping up the pressure. They've been moving around the offensive zone really well. So with that extra space that they're going to get here, they're hoping to put this up another goal already.
Nolan in for the draw. It's one back to Rotundo. Rotundo flips it right back in, although the Cubs have it. And they're trying to get it out. Now it's back in tight. Far side, Klinkhammer sends it out. It hits the meshing, so that'll go to play, and we'll get a stoppage here.
We've seen a lot of action down on that far side face-off dot from the Sudbury Cubs zone. We saw that first goal of the game scored by Dawson off of a rebound chance there.
Now off the draw, Rotundo tries to get it back in deep. He does. Dawson had it in the corner. Now it's picked up by the Cubs, though, and Newton will go for a bit of a skate. Newton gets to the red line, flips it in. Wilcox plays it, and he leaves it for Cowell to pick up. Cowell instead leaves it for Rotundo. Rotundo going for a skate. Gains the red line, flips it in. Dawson, almost perfect bank right to him. Tried to get the puck to the net, but is blocked. Now on to the far side. Rotundo sends it right back in for Nolan. Nolan back to Rotundo. Rotundo cross ice, tried to get it to Cowell, but it's off his skate and out of the zone. Cowell has Newton all over him. Still he's able to get the puck out. No, Shanks keeps it in, throws it right in. Wilcox with another save there as he just blocks that one away. Now Whitelaw with the puck in his own zone as we're under a minute left on the man advantage. The Voodoos without a shot. Whitelaw goes into the corner. Tried to play the puck out front. Now it's picked up by Russo. Russo playing it back to Whitelaw. Whitelaw flips it in. Near side now. As that's Call. Call at the point. Looking to go to the front of the net. Tries to drive. And now it's picked up by Russo. Back to Smith. Takes the shot. And that one's off the blocker and out of play of Chartier. And we'll get a stoppage here.
That was a sneaky, dangerous chance. The goaltender barely saw it through the traffic. A quick release. Voodoos were moving around the zone, having a little bit of difficulty getting set up due to the active sticks and positioning of the Cubs, but finding a few really dangerous chances has been effective for them.
Another face-off that'll have to go again here. Again, under a minute on the man advantage, 4:19 left in this period. Russo wins the draw. Call from the slot. He scores! Owen Call! What a goal there, his 7th of the season. Call gets the crowd rocking here in Powassan.
First power play and a power play goal immediately with seconds remaining in it. Another face-off play that works out in their favor. Quick, win the draw, get the shot off, try and catch the goaltender off guard, and it works out in their favor as they go high blocker on Chartier.
3-0 Powassan, 4:16 left in the first period. And the Cubs are looking to get one back here before the end of the frame. Russo left Signoretti to get it. Now McGunthin plays it up for Viscu. Viscu just out of his reach. And McGunthin tries to play it to him again. Now Rubik with the puck. Rubik to the middle of the ice. Left to Signoretti, who tried to feather it out front, but a good stick there knocked away that one. Now McKillop has it. Battling with Rubik. Rubik throwing a bit of a late hit on him. That's Rubik, just a wrecking ball this shift as he keeps trying to hit anything in sight. McKillop tried to get the puck off the glass and bang it down, but instead it hits the meshing.
Just for the record, folks, the shot clock is currently sitting at 6-10 in favor of the Greater Sudbury Cubs. So far, the Voodoos, when they're shooting at the net, are at a 50% rate at this point.
That's a pretty good rate.
I'd say that's all right.
They wouldn't say so in my chemistry class, like, on my grades, but...
No, 50% on shots entering the back of the net, terrific. 50% in chemistry tests, my parents are mad at me.
Losing my Xbox for a month after that one.
Oh, I know. Not playing cello at any rate.
Rubik, he's going to the box. As they've had enough with him, as he's going to get a misconduct here. No, is he being shown the gate? Yeah, he's being shown the gate. Ryan Rubik, much to the pleasure of the Powassan faithful, is being shown the gate. I don't think I've seen something like that in a long time.
Not in the first period, at least.
Wow. Okay, so Powassan, I think, is going... No, they're still signaling 5-on-5. I was going to say, is that a power play for Powassan again? But I don't think so. What a turn of events here.
This has been an eventful first period, to say the least. So we still got plenty of hockey left. 3:42 remaining in the period. And, yes, it does... Well, I'm only seeing 4 Cubs out on the ice. Oh, there's 5 now. Okay.
Well, Ryan Rubik, an hour and a half drive to just get in the shower, pretty much. A good thing Sudbury and Powassan aren't overly far from each other.
Yeah, in terms of this league, that's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Now we're back underway here to Callaway with the puck in his own zone, flips it down the ice. That was Call, the most recent goal scorer, as Dawson tries to throw his weight around here. Trying to take down Signoretti. Now puck flipped back into the Cubs zone. Jacob Signoretti will pick that one up. Plays it to the near side. And it's flipped down the ice. Smith. Over for DeCallaway. Lots of Voodoos fans here. We're going to see another penalty here now against the Cubs here, I believe. As Voodoos fans were looking for a call.
They will get it looks like that Samuel Osinaway going to the box for a very blatant slash.
Well, the Voodoos power plays clipping along at 1-for-1 here in this game, as Owen Call scored the most recent goal. On the other side, I didn't get a chance to really say this, the Cubs have the top overall penalty kill coming in here at 90.4%, and on the road 95%, but they've allowed a goal here today.
Again, video game numbers, Courtney.
Oh, it's just so silly. In a 12, I guess now 11-team league, anything could happen. Russo in for the draw. And the Cubs get it after Russo had won it. Klink hammers off to the races as the puck is in DuBrois' skates. Call. Flips it around. Now it's to DuBrois. DuBrois sends it in. Russo on the near side. Russo gets it back to Smith. Smith cross ice for DuBrois. DuBrois back for Smith. Takes the shot. That one's stopped by Chartier. And then on the doorstep right there, the Voodoos had a chance wide open. And they couldn't bury it. Now Klinkhammer carries the puck right back in. Wilcox with another save. Back for Smith. To DuBrois. DuBrois tries to flip it out. It's given away to Newton. Newton goes for a skate with it. He's just going to get it back to his defenseman in his own zone. And it's flipped right back into Voodoos territory. Wilcox tried to play the puck, but it hops over his stick. Now Nolan plays it for Smith. Smith nearly gave it away, but Nolan picks it up. Nolan behind his net. Flips it down the ice. McGunthin left it. Nolan didn't know where it was as he overskated it. And McGunthin, a couple of dipsy doodles there to avoid some hit checks, but couldn't quite gain the zone. Now it's flipped back in by Rotundo. Weird bounce came out in front of Chartier. He's just going to play the puck, and Bouchard will get to it and send it down the ice. Now it's in the middle of the ice for Rotundo. Less than a minute on the man advantage again. Dawson with the puck. Flips it around behind the net for Rotundo. Rotundo nearly lost it, but he picks it back up. Now Rotundo nearly overskated it again, but he's able to make the play. Down the ice, walking in. That's Whitelaw took the shot. That's blocked and flipped right back down the ice. Wilcox out to play it. Leaves it. And Rotundo picks it up. 1:08 left in this period. And it's left for Cowell. And we'll see the penalty expire here as Cowell walks in. Leaves it. Sharp angle for the Voodoos. Dawson nearly had a chance in the slot. And the puck rolled away from him. Now Sinaway as we're back to 5-on-5. Sends it right back out. Sinaway couldn't get a shot away. It's a good stick there by DeCallaway. Knocked that chance away. Now Sinaway back out front. They tried to slide it across for Signoretti, and that one was just out of his reach. DeCallaway rather. Battling for it as the puck goes back into the middle of the ice. Sudbury's going to get another penalty here as Vlad touches the puck. 29.5 seconds here, and that's a boarding call.
Just a little bit too rough along the boards, fighting for it, trying to get your team back in it. You're going to play hard. It's been a hard game for the first 20 minutes already. You got to find any possible advantage at this point, and unfortunately, playing with that sort of grit leads the Greater Sudbury Cubs to be put on the penalty kill again with just under a minute remaining. Well, just under 30 seconds remaining in the first.
29.5 to be precise. Russo in for the draw. It's one to call. And now McGunthin gets to it. McGunthin going for a skate, tried to center it. It's off the skate of McLean and flipped out, but Dubroy blocks it so it doesn't go all the way down the ice. Now Smith with it. Smith back for Dubroy. 15 seconds on the clock. Back for Smith. Up quickly to Russo now. Russo rims it around, and Chartier is going to stop that one. Chartier plays the puck down the ice. He's going to kill it for himself, and that should do it here on the first period. Shots on goal after 20 minutes of play, 11-7 in favor of the Voodoos. It's also 3-0 where it counts on the scoreboard for Powassan. Harrison, before we go to break, your final thoughts on that first period.
If you're the Voodoos, not really many notes you got to touch on. If you had to be super nitpicky, maybe a little bit cleaner puck movement on the power play, and you're going to have plenty more opportunity for that from the looks of things. Greater Sudbury Cubs got to be more disciplined if they want to get back in this. They're a highly skilled team. They're a number one team in the CJHL for a reason. You have to show why you are in that position if you want to get back in this one if you are the visiting team.
Couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. So with that being said, we'll let our sponsors say a few good words now too. So we'll be back with more Voodoos and Cubs on the other side of this intermission.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Brand. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
Welcome to the Clubhouse by Gateway Golf. Located on Oak Street East in North Bay, with over 200 plus real-time courses, simulator arcade games, and delicious eats, the Clubhouse is North Bay's newest social hangout. You can book times now at gatewaygolf.ca or come visit at 245 Oak Street East in North Bay, Ontario.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the start of period number 2 between the Powassan Voodoos and the Greater Sudbury Cubs. It's currently 3-0 Voodoos after 20 minutes of play, but if we know anything about this game of hockey, it's not over till it's over. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Harrison Clements. Quickly looking around the league, well, Hearst was supposed to play Elliott tonight, but unfortunately Elliott Lake was not playing, so it's a 1-0 victory for Hearst there. Kirkland Lake and Sioux Thunderbirds, 0-0 after 20 minutes of play, halfway through the second. And the Hearst Lumberjacks, now I'm all over the place here. Hearst is playing 2 games here tonight because now they're playing Espanola. It's 1-1 halfway through the first period as well. And Sioux Eagles are up 2-0 on the Iroquois Falls Storm. And that's with about 5 minutes left in the first period there.
And just a quick scoring rundown for those of you just joining us. To open things up, we had Caleb Dawson assisted by Owen Cull and Mason Rotundo. Only over a minute and a half later, we had Eric Whitelaw assisted by Reed DeBox. And then Owen Cull assisted by Kane DeBroy on the power play. And speaking of power plays, there's still just over a minute and some time left on a power play for the Powassan Voodoos due to what was a boarding call by Samuel Asinaway at the very end of the first period.
Rubik back in the box as well after he was shown the gate in that first period. If you're just joining us for the first time, first off, what took you so long? Second off, thank you. But a big thing here at the Powassan Sportsplex is we can't tell the seconds on the away penalty. So we can only tell you if there's a minute or just over a minute, at least from where I'm standing. So as we mentioned, there's just over a minute and a half if you do the math from where it was called in the last period. The Voodoos have a minute and a half power play ahead of us. But that's about all I can tell you right now. As we get set for the opening draw of period number 2. Russo or Dubroy versus I'm just terrible with my numbers. It is Russo and Nolan Newton. As the Voodoos in their home whites are going left to right this frame, and the Cubs in their road blues are right to left as quickly on the power or penalty kill. The Cubs are pouncing. Klinkhammer blows a tire though, and the Voodoos are able to pick back up possession here. Some speed. McGunthin through the neutral zone. McGunthin walks in, leaves it far side, and Russo trips up. Couldn't quite get the shot away as McGunthin. What a play there, and now the backhand out of the zone was so good it was out of the arena as it came out of the ice surface.
And it's good to see the Voodoos gain possession of the puck and keep up what was working for them in the first period. Speed and physicality. We saw McGunthin rush through the defense, get a really solid opportunity, and able to make a pass. Unfortunately, his teammate Blue Tire wasn't able to take advantage of it, but good to see that pressure continue despite the break.
Face off, won by the Voodoos. They're going to say Rotundo played that out of the line and plays it back in, so offside. Looked good from here, but that's why we're up here and not right on the blue line where the linesmen have a better view.
Indeed. Hard to complain about the view from up here, though. Hard to get much closer to the action and know where you'd rather be on a Friday night in Powassan.
Exactly. I had this conversation with Thomas Mercier when he was here, and the Cubs rink, it just feels like you're so far away with how big the ice surface is and how far back you are. It's a nice, rink, don't get me wrong. I just love being right on top of the action here in Powassan. Charche out to play the puck. Rotundo gets to it. And he tries to play it back in for Dawson. And now it's flipped out by the Cubs, but the Voodoos quickly pick it back up with Rotundo. Rotundo through the neutral zone, gains possession. Rotundo threw it towards the net. It hit the side of the net. And Dawson couldn't quite hold on to it. Puck sent down the ice. We have roughly 30 seconds left on the man advantage as Wilcox plays the puck and leaves it for Whitelaw. Whitelaw doesn't like what he sees, turns around, and he leaves it now for Rotundo. Rotundo back down the ice. Rotundo to the far side, flipped in by the Voodoos. Jacob Signoretti on the near side, plays it back, trying to get to Whitelaw. And now Klinkhammer's going back the other way as Asinaway gets set to join the team. And there's the first shot on goal. Wilcox turns to the side. We're back to 5-on-5 now. And the Voodoos couldn't really get anything going on that power play. They did score their third goal of the game on the power play, but now they're 1 for 3 with the man advantage. The box, far side for Cowell. Cowell takes a hit from Vlad, knocks him down as well. Now McLean plays the puck down the ice. Shanks, nice little one-touch pass to Newton. Newton on the near side. Twisting and turning. Tries to walk his way in. Tried to roof the puck, but he couldn't quite pick a spot. Now Vlad at the blue line, flips it right back in. Shanks gets to it. Shanks plays the puck. Walks around. Leaves it for Vlad. Vlad still battling for it. It comes to Boys, though, and Boys flips it out. Now a good chance there. Whitelaw couldn't quite get it past McLean, but the Voodoos send it right back in. Now Misa plays the puck on the far side, twisting and turning. And Dubroy has it right there as well. Flip back in. And the Cubs pick it up. Vlad with possession. Down the ice. Found Newton, but he couldn't really do anything with it, but he still gets the puck to Shanks. Shanks takes a shot. That one missed the net as it hit a body. Now McKillop down the ice. Finds his man Boys. Boys looked out front for Misa. It's just underneath his stick and across the ice. Now the puck flipped right back down to Voodoo's territory. Shanks got a piece of it, so McKillop has to play it as there's no icing, as now we see Rotundo blow a tire, or rather DeBox. We've seen a few players here blow a tire already. Now Dubroy one-on-one. Dubroy cuts to the outside, cutting in. Good chance there, another chance. Charche makes a couple of big saves as Dubroy tried to push the puck in, and right there on the rebound was Call. Now DeBox. Battling for it, gets it to Call. And the puck comes back to the Cubs, Asinaway. Far side, Asinaway. Couldn't quite get a hold of it as McKillop knocks it right back down. Bouchard, first in on the puck, plays around behind his net. Jacob Signoretti up for his cousin Lucas Signoretti, or Matteo Signoretti rather. And now Lucas Signoretti walking in. Plays it out front, big save by Wilcox! Are you kidding me? Tyson Wilcox! How did that one stay out? Wow! Wide open net and the Cubs couldn't pounce. Asinaway. Back for Lazarus, another chance, tipped on net. Wilcox, another save, another chance. And that one hit a body and went away. Now Cowell has the puck in his own zone. He trips up and he falls to the ice. Now it's out front for McKillop, who has to shovel it with a hand as he's lost his stick. Now Asinaway back in. Asinaway with another chance, they score! Sam Asinaway keeps the point streak alive as he gets his 30th of the season.
And with the pressure that the Cubs were putting on, it was bound to go in at some point. Wilcox making an absolutely outstanding sprawling save, followed by a really nice, another desperation save immediately after that. The Cubs were able to keep it in the zone. The Voodoo's defender lost a stick, and the pressure just kept on going for the Greater Sudbury Cubs. And with that, they pull within 2 goals, 3-1 now the score.
15:38 on the clock here in the second period. Sam Asinaway going to push his point streak, I believe, to 20 games now. As that's exactly what he's going to do. 20 games. Way to be hot. Newton on the far side. Flips it around to the near side. Whitelaw battling for it. And it comes back out again. Flipped into the corner, though. Navarro gets to it first. Boys tried to flip it out. Couldn't quite get it out. Another chance. Kicked aside in front of the net. Now Klinkhammer has it. Klinkhammer Walking around, gets it back for Lazarus. Lazarus takes a shot. That one's blocked in front by a Cub player. Now Boys gets to it and gets it out of the zone. Flip back in, stopped by Wilcox. And now DeCallaway gets it up for Whitelaw. Whitelaw, good stick there by McLean. And he would block that one up, and that caused a offside call.
First few minutes of this period were very back and forth, both teams trying to find a foothold. The Cubs now, with that one goal, have just kept up their offensive zone pressure, relentless on the forecheck, and they're holding a lot of players high along the blue line in order to make sure that puck stays in and negate any breakouts that the Voodoos have had.
Vitaly Yachmanov celebrating a birthday a couple of days ago, his 50th to be precise. So, happy birthday, Vitaly. He was also announced at the battalion game as a happy birthday. I don't think he was very overly thrilled about that one, from what I've been told.
Inside sources tell us. Chris Dawson.
I know a couple of people that when they see their name up on the board at the Gardens, Harrison, they're real big fans.
I was not too thrilled. I'm just trying to enjoy a peaceful birthday clash with my dad, and there's my name up there. And I turn and see you and Chris just grinning down at me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Some merry tricksters.
That comes once a year.
Oh, indeed.
Unless you're Mike Brown.
That's true. Happy birthday.
As the puck rolls in, Chartier just going to cover things up. He got a happy birthday from Marcus Kratz and Heath Bradley on the podcast this week.
There you go.
Yeah, if you want to check out the newest episode of the Frontline Podcast, it's featuring Marcus Kratz and Heath Bradley. It's called "Don't Jump Off Trees."
Heck of a story there.
Yeah, you'll have to listen to find out. It's quite the crazy story involving Heath Bradley's twin brother Grayson. As now McLean with the puck, walking in, gets it into the corner, and Lucas Signoretti first to it on the far side. Back over for McLean, takes a shot. Wilcox makes the save. As the shots on goal now 16-9 in favor of the Cubs.
The Cubs are finding really effective ways to separate the Voodoos defense, create space, create those passing lanes. They're utilizing their just ridiculous amounts of speed in order to force sticks into lanes and open up other ones for solid passing opportunities, and that's leading them to 16 shots on goal so far and that initial goal at the beginning of the period.
They put a lot of pressure on Powassan here in the first half as well of this, or the first 6 minutes of this period. Another chance, kicked aside by Wilcox and out of play.
Wilcox getting a lot of action on that blocker side. We saw the majority of shots in the first period go towards that blocker, go towards the paddle. He was able to effectively turn them aside, and so far he's been really active with his stick and keeping that blocker in play.
Roy wins the draw. DeCallaway gets to it, tries to feather it behind the net. Signoretti was there though. Now Sinaway has it on the far side. Cowell tried to get it out. McKillop flips it to the blue line, but not out. Another chance. Hits a body and goes wide. Now Saginaw gets to it. Tries to chip it to the blue line. McLean walking in. Lost it. Shanks gets to it. Wilcox makes another stop. As the Cubs still have possession, Shanks walks in, takes a sharp angle chance. It's out front. They score. And a shove after the goal by Asinaway, as he already had his man down. That was Dubroy. But Sam Asinaway with his second of the game, getting his 31st of the season. It's now 3-2.
And just that continued offensive zone pressure from the Cubs, a bouncing puck in the slot, just a really weird scramble. Leaves an opportunity for Wilcox to be out of position and the puck in the back of the net.
19-9, now the shots in favor of the Cubs. And most of the play has come down in Voodoos territory. Rotundo with the puck off the draw. Flips it up, gets it to Misa, who flips it in. Now Chartier plays it. And the puck comes loose for the Cubs. Walker plays it down the ice. Smith flips it right back in. And now a chance here for Misa, but a good stick negates that one from Bouchard. Walker sends it right back down the ice. And he picks it right back up as the Voodoos try to send it right back. Now walking in. A good tip there by the Voodoos, gets the puck out of the zone. Jacob Signoretti has to play it and flip it right back in. And it's sent back in high. Jackson Smith out of the zone. Looking for Boys. Now it's to Whitelaw. Whitelaw tries to get around his man, Signoretti, as they both go to the ice. Cubs pick it right back up. Voodoos get right into their zone this frame, and the Cubs immediately pick it up. Now Klinkhammer with a shot, and that one's high, and out of play off the rebound by Wilcox.
And part of what Sudbury is kind of conditioning the Voodoos to do is when the Voodoos are in on the forecheck, they're forced to keep more players high because of how quickly Sudbury can break out. So it limits the amount of guys you can have along the boards at risk of getting an odd man rush going the other way. Also weird trends I would like to follow in games. All the goals have come against that one net. That is true. All 5 in this game. As this won by Signoretti out front. Bouncing puck by Shanks. And Wilcox had to be strong on that one. Now Russo, or McGunthin rather, with a good play there to get the puck down the ice. Viscu chasing after it. Navarro, another chance. It's flipped down the ice to Callaway. Couldn't quite get a hold of that one as he was knocked off the puck. Now Lazarus flipping it in. Wilcox making another stop there. And he's up to 21 shots again so far, 19 saves. I feel like my head has been turned to the left the majority of the period as Sudbury has just kept up that pressure. They're just flicking everything on net towards Wilcox. As said, 21-9 the shots at this point. The Voodoos yet to crack double digits. They're going to have to pour on a bit more of the pressure like they did in the first period, play with the physicality. They were out-muscling Sudbury a lot in the first period, and unfortunately haven't been able to do that much in this frame. Call with the puck in his own zone. Flips it up for Nolan. It's off his stick quickly, though, and down the ice, McLean picks it up. Vlad has it. Down the ice for Matteo Signoretti. Up the ice now quickly by Antonioni. And Rubik, who's back out there, battling with Smith. Smith battling for it with Rubik. Another chance as the puck is pinned down there. McKillop and Smith along with Nolan coming in for support. Along with Rubik. Nolan comes away with it. Nolan feathers it out front for Call. Call down the ice with some speed. Call flips it towards Chartier. Dangerous looking rebound there as Call just kind of flicked that one on net. And now it's Call in the corner. Call leaves it for Dawson. Dawson tried to flip it around to keep the cycle game going, but no one was there. Now Antonioni with the puck again. Flips it down the ice. Rotundo, first one to it in his own zone. Gets it to McKillop, who quickly gets it to Nolan. Nolan, cross ice. And that one missed his man. That was Dubroy. Flipping it right back in. Klinkhammer with the puck. Klinkhammer tries to get to the puck. He does. Sent towards net. Wilcox kicks that one aside. Now another chance sent down the ice by the Voodoos. Nolan gets to it. Flipping it cross ice. Hit Rotundo. Now Saginaw has it. Saginaw lost it promptly. And Jacob Signoretti gets the puck down the ice for Walker. Walker walking in, leaves it for Klinkhammer. Shot saved there by Wilcox on one of the best saves of the night so far. To Callaway with some speed. Looking down the ice, finds his man. Dubroy. Now Saginaw. Sharp angle. Chartier with the save. As the last couple of shifts now, the Voodoos are starting to get back into a rhythm, it looks like. Playing a bit more proactively in the neutral zone, shutting down those rushes a little bit quicker, and going back to what worked in the first, getting one, maybe two touches, and clearing their own zone to go back and attack the other way. It was keeping the pressure off of them, helping keep fresh legs on the ice, especially now that their bench is just outside of the Cubs zone. They can change a bit more effectively on the fly. Whitelaw won the draw all by himself, got the puck to the end board and played it around, but it's out of the zone, and Smith has to pick it up in his own zone. Now to box with it. Got it up for Whitelaw, who got a piece of it, and sends it in deep. Now Misa going after it with Vlad. Left it for Signoretti, though, as a good stick there comes in, and nearly disrupts that from Boys. Now a Sinaway with the puck down the ice. Sinaway with 2 goals so far, walks in. Tried to get a shot, tried to get the pass across, and said he finds McLean back at the point. Now it's picked up by DeBox. Puck back in the slot. Signoretti tried to carry it in, but it's blocked by the Voodoos. Another chance off the side of the boards, or the net rather, by McLean, and it's in the back of the net. Or rather, sorry, the side of the net. Do not listen to me. Wilcox got a piece of it. From this angle, it was hard to tell. It looks like we're not getting our usual break below the 9 or 10 minute mark here. We may have.
That's because DeBox is going to the penalty box.
Yep.
Oh, okay, never mind. Who's going to the penalty box? And now Saginaw's going to go to the box, and I think he's also getting a misconduct as well. So 2 minutes on the board here for the Voodoos to try and kill off. DeBox being shown back to the dressing room. That might be the misconduct is DeBox.
And we are seeing, the Voodoos currently 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. One that came earlier in the game, the first one of the night for the Greater Sudbury Cubs going on the man advantage. And it looks like we have Wilcox just adjusting a little bit of gear after that mess around the net off the end of the last play. Draw will be in the Cubs zone. In the Voodoos zone with Newton in for the draw.
9:28 on the clock. And Russo off the draw blocks it. Now it's cross ice. Good chance here. Stopped by Wilcox off Signoretti. Lucas Signoretti. Back to Jacob. Back to Lucas. Now it's near side to Asinaway. Asinaway with the shot. That one's high and over the net. Now the puck bouncing. It comes out as Lucas Signoretti has Cowell all over him, former teammate. Well, that was Jacob rather. Newton walking in with some speed. Stops up. Now playing to Asinaway. Good block there by Russo. As Russo tries to come away with the puck, couldn't quite. Now it's back to Lucas Signoretti. Minute 15 left on the man advantage. Good stick there by Cowell. As Cowell now starts to transition to Russo. Russo leaves it to Cowell. Cowell looking for Russo. And that would have been a pretty play if the Voodoos would have been able to make it work. Now the puck's stopped up by a linesman, and the Cubs pick it back up. Newton back to Signoretti. Signoretti walks in, takes a shot, kick saved by Wilcox, and then the clearing attempt by Russo hits a skate and stays in. Now back onto the far side, Signoretti and Cowell reacquaint each other. Now Klinkhammer has it, battling with McKillop. Voodoo's probably desperate for a change now with 35 seconds left, and we're going to get another stoppage here. And that might give the Voodoos the time that they need to get our change in.
Has been a while since the Voodoos were able to get off the ice. A nice short-handed rush leading to a solid opportunity, but the Greater Sudbury Cubs, very effective back-checking, making sure that they get a rush back the other way and a solid shot on net. Again, shots 25-11 now in favor of the guys in blue.
35 seconds left on the man advantage. Caden DuBroy in for the draw against Walker. Puck back in. McLean sends it around the end wall. Rubik with it. Knocks it back for Shanks. Shanks back to the point for McLean. McLean walking the line. Sharp angle. Goes around behind the net. Tries to play it out front for Vlad. Vlad back into the corner to Callaway with a good stick there. Negates some chances there, but it's still kept in by the Cubs. 5 seconds left on the man advantage. Walker walking in. Sharp angle, looking to the front of the net. Rubik on the sharp angle, they score. My goodness, what a weird goal on that one as the Cubs come back from 3-0 to tie it up as Mike McLean scores.
Mike McLean in his return to the Powassan Sportsplex gets one into the back of the net. A weird bouncing puck around the traffic. Everyone trying to clear, and a lot of the goals tonight have been scored up close, not many from distance, and that's what makes the Greater Sudbury Cubs so dangerous. It's what makes them the #1 in the CJHL, as their tenacity, their speed, and their unwillingness to give up.
Mike McLean, you're off the case. That's his first with the Cubs. As that could have been very dangerous for McLean on Saginaw right there, right in front of us. Now Antonioni sends the puck down the ice, and that's going to get to Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer stops up, plays the puck back. It's out of the zone, though, and down the ice they go. The Voodoos Cowell in pursuit, picked up by Vlad. Now back down the ice, Smith. Gets it in his own zone, plays it to the near side for Rotundo. Rotundo Down the ice, McLean blocks it off. Big hit thrown by Rotundo, and McLean retaliates. Still battling for it, high sticks going everywhere as McLean picks it up. McLean walks around behind the net, gets around Rotundo, still has possession. Looks to go to the far side for Klinkhammer. Now it's picked up by Powassan and sent down the ice. Signoretti with the puck. Sent down the ice. It's off a skate of a Voodoo player. Cowell just lets Signoretti go right by him and pick it back up. Now walking back in. Sharp angle chance is blocked by the Voodoos. And Wilcox all over the place. It's out front. Navarro with another chance. That one's off a body. Signoretti loses it. Voodoos come away with it, but it's back to the point. Lazarus keeps it in. Now Cowell chasing after it. Navarro picks it right back up and is flipped back down the ice. Signoretti and McKillop. Leaves it for Smith. Puck just bouncing there at the blue line. It's finally out, but the Cubs quickly get it back in, although it will go for offside. And with 5:41 left on the clock, we'll be back after our mid-period break.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Well, if you're just joining us, it's a 3-3 hockey game, although it wasn't always the case. It was 3-0 Powassan after 20, and the Cubs have clawed their way back here in the second period, in a period in which the Voodoos have basically done nothing offensively.
There's been a total of what I believe is 3 shots on goal from the Voodoos so far in this period. Shots 26-11 in favor of the Greater Sudbury Cubs, and the Cubs have scored 3 unanswered, last one being at the very tail end of a power play scored by Mike McLean in his return to the Powassan Sportsplex, and it's just been an all-out brawl here. The Voodoos have started to swing things back a little bit after that third goal in a row from the Cubs, but all in all, this period has been all Greater Sudbury.
Yeah, it's probably about 12 shots to 3 right now in favor of the Cubs this period.
Be hard to argue against that.
Signoretti in for the draw. Gives it to McGunthin. McGunthin off the draw. Going for a skate. Flips it in. Russo chasing after it. Couldn't get around Jacob Signoretti. Now the puck back to the near side to Callaway. Throws it right back in. Russo has the puck. Tried to go cross ice. Looking for McKillop. It hit the skate of Asinaway and down the ice, but McKillop picks it up. And it's quickly off the skate of McGunthin and back into Voodoo's territory. Now to Callaway. Flipping it down the ice. Asinaway gets to it. Asinaway. His pass down the ice is picked off by Viscu. Viscu left it for McGunthin. He missed him though, and DeCallaway kept it in. Viscu takes a hit, plays the puck out front, and it's picked up by Misa. Now Misa tried to play it out front, is picked up by the Cubs. Viscu with a good stick knocks that one down, and it plays it to Misa. Now fanned on the chance though, as Misa tried to get it back to Viscu. Gets it back to DeCallaway. DeCallaway far side for McKillop. McKillop up the ice for DeCallaway. Off the end board, that one hits a linesman, and it doesn't go in deep. Now it's flipped back in, and we're going to get a hand pass call here against the Voodoos. 4:30, or 4:29 to be more precise, left in the second period.
A little bit more speed from line with Viscu, getting in deep, getting a couple of shots towards the net, nothing connecting, but at least starting to establish a forecheck, starting to establish a little bit of pressure, starting to try and get their team back in it.
Call in for the draw. He's out there with Dawson and Nolan against Antonioni. And now they decide, no, we're going to play it down by the Voodoos blue line, as the hand pass was called against the Voodoos. And the puck won by the Voodoos, and it's quickly deep into their own zone. However, Antonioni, or rather, Matteo Signoretti, battling for it. Puck still rattling around behind the Voodoos net. Still battling for possession. Smith knocks his man down, or tried to. Now another chance, stopped by Wilcox, although that was dangerous looking, as that one took quite a jump real quick off the goaltender. Now a penalty coming against the Voodoos. And the Cubs are going to go back to the man advantage.
And just more rough stuff around the boards. An errant stick it appeared to be. And the Cubs,
Rotundo.
Yeah, and it'll be Mason Rotundo going to the box for the Voodoos. That's a mistake you can't be making at this juncture of the game. If you are Powassan, you're trying to swing things back in your way. And yes, you're playing hard along the boards. Yes, it's a rough game, but you need to be in control of your stick at all times. Otherwise, it gives a team like Sudbury, who has, as we said, over a 90%, over roughly a 30% conversion at their best on the power play.
Well, they've already scored one as Newton takes a shot, and that one hit off the post or crossbar, and it stays out.
And Tyson Wilcox has been put to work here in this second period. He's made a lot of fantastic saves, but the rebounds seem to be really starting to get to the Voodoos. A couple of shots down low off the blocker and in front of traffic have really made things difficult for Powassan.
A send away in deep for Newton. Newton with the puck going for a skate. Newton stops up, plays the puck to Jacob Signoretti. Far side, good block there by the Voodoos on the pass attempt. And Callaway sends it down. Now Cowell going the other way. Cowell stops up. Asinaway's all over him. So he just tries to keep the puck against the boards. He does Klinkhammer, like a wave trying to wash over a rock, fell to the ice. Now Signoretti the other way. Signoretti with a chance. That one's off the boards and down the ice. Cowell whacks at it and sends it down. A minute 10 left on the man advantage. The Voodoos change. Now Signoretti the other way, up for Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer around McKillop. In deep. Klinkhammer again with the puck. Throws it to the near side. Jacob Signoretti with a chance, and that one's blocked by Lucas Signoretti and into the corner. Now McKillop has it. McKillop just trying to keep it against the boards to kill some time. 45 seconds left on the man advantage. Jackson Smith gets to it, sends it down the ice. Chartier out to play the puck. One of the few times he's touched the puck this period, as he leaves it for Asinaway. Asinaway back down the ice. Gets it to Walker. Couldn't quite hold on to it though, as Shank sends it right back in. Blocked though by McKillop and sent down the ice again. Now Vlad gets to it, and the Voodoos are going to make a quick change. Rather, just Dawson who goes. Now McGunthin on the ice, but the Cubs come back in. Vlad with a chance. Rebound right there, wide open net, they score. And that's going to be Rubik, who had been shown the gate earlier in the game. He comes back, gets his fourth of the season.
And that's the Cubs going back to the well of what's been working for them. Shooting low, trying to create a rebound opportunity. Wilcox makes the first and secondary save, but the Cub on the back door is able to tap into that third rebound and bring the Cubs up to their first lead of the game, 4-3. That is 4 unanswered for the Greater Sudbury Cubs in this second frame.
Starting to sound like the third period of the last game, in which the Cubs scored 4 unanswered in that one. Under 2 minutes left. Another power play goal here for the Cubs. As it's down the ice, Rotundo with the puck, lost it to McLean. McLean the other way. McLean going for a skate. Goes around the end boards. Picked up by the Voodoos. And now it's a 2-on-1 for Powassan. Saginaw doesn't have the legs though, and the 2-on-1 fizzles out. Cowell back for Saginaw. Saginaw for Cowell behind the net. Cowell stops up, tries to get the puck towards the net, and that one hits a stick and goes out of play with a minute 21 left. You had a 2-on-1.
Yeah, 2-on-1, just slightly off stride and not able to get the speed in order to beat the defender. A desperation poke, and it just leads into the back check of the Cubs, suffocating any really advantage that you had on the rush. And again, just a minute 21 to tie things up in the period, but
the best chance now for the Voodoos to go down by 1 and reset in the intermission, because they haven't shown much here in the second period to offer any glimpses otherwise. McKillop won the race for icing. As now the Voodoos are going to get another offensive zone draw here. And another chance to try and create some zone time. Only 3 shots on goal here, and the Cubs have basically doubled their shot output in this period. Dawson to Smith. Where was that going as that one sails well over the net?
Good news is another draw for the Voodoos. Bad news, it didn't hit the net. Well, it hit the wrong net.
Face off coming to the far side of Chartier. This must be weird for him. Call. Couldn't quite win the draw. Now Jacob Signoretti gets to it. Bouchard flips it down the ice. Shanks couldn't quite get it back past Smith. Bouchard, another chance here. Less than a minute in the second period. Down the ice. Asinaway bats it out of the air. And now Signoretti goes the other way. Good stick there by the Voodoos. Knocks the puck the other way. Now Call with some speed. Call walks in. Leaves it. Nolan with a chance in that one. Fanned on. There will be a penalty called. As now Chartier down on the ice. In some discomfort here. As a hard play back towards the net. Knocked him on his back.
That's the type of rush you'd like to see a little bit more of if you're Powassan. Effectively making a move, creating the space, going on the rush, and the Voodoos will go on the power play to close out the second period, much as they did the first.
Let's see if the Voodoos can do something here with the power play. They haven't since Owen Call scored the third goal in the first period. Rousseau for the draw against Powassan. Chartier still slow to get up. 33.6 seconds on the clock. 4-3 Cubs lead. Now another chance off the draw. Stopped by Chartier. And the puck down the ice. Dubroy chasing after it. He has Klinkhammer right on him though. Dubroy sends it around to the near side. No one was there, so it's picked up by the Cubs. And still battling for it as the Cubs player is just lying on the puck. 10 seconds left as they finally blow the play dead. As Klinkhammer just decided to kill off about 6 seconds by lying on the puck.
And just a misplayed puck in the Voodoo zone cost them precious seconds, 10 seconds remaining in the period.
Now some referees are trying to confer to see where the faceoff should come. The Voodoos faithful letting it be known where the faceoff should come. And they decide it's going to stay in the Voodoo zone. Rousseau in for the draw again, wins it to DeCallaway. DeCallaway flips it out, and it's out of play, so we'll get another stoppage here.
Back in the Voodoo zone. 6 seconds now.
30-13, the shots on net now for the Cubs. As DeCallaway wins the draw, sends it down the ice. Got it to Call, but couldn't quite get it down the ice. I'll do it here for this second period. Harrison, you got a few final words. I don't think there's really much to say.
The Cubs found their game again. They're the #1 team in the CJ for a reason. In the NOJHL, they just keep up the pace. They just keep up the pressure, and they just play their game. The Voodoos got put on the back foot and just were unable to recover as rebound after rebound was getting loose. Backdoor tap-ins, and you got to clean up on that. You got to go back to what was working in the first, keep up that pressure, play physically if you want to stay in this one, or as we've seen already, the Cubs will run away with it all day long.
Well, we'll have to see what happens in the third period, which team shows up, either the first period Powassan Voodoos or the second period Sudbury Cubs. For the fans here in attendance, they better hope it's the first version of the Voodoos and not the second version. And for the fans of the Cubs, they better hope it's the second period version of the Cubs and not the first period. Although bad news for the Cubs, they're going to be back in the net that has allowed all the goals, if you want to look at it that way, I guess. But anyways, he's Courtney, I'm Harrison. We'll be back with more on the other side of this intermission.
Canadian Tire North Bay. Whether you're in need of a hockey gear upgrade or some cooking kitchenware to help get you fueled up for the big game. Maybe it's a set of new snow tires or a tune-up to help you get there safely. stop by the newly renovated Canadian Tire North Bay. Open 7 days a week and located conveniently at 890 McEwen Avenue, they have everything you need for this season.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalieresiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Brand. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for period number 3 here between the Powassan Voodoos and the Greater Sudbury Cubs. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Harrison Clements, cameraman Mike Brown, and Cassie Millen down at ice level as well. As it's 4-3 for the Cubs after 40 minutes of play. Elsewhere, the Sioux Thunderbirds are tied with the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners 2-2. Hearst Lumberjacks 5-3 over the Espanola Paper Kings midway through the second period there. And in the second period, late, the Sioux Eagles have a 2-1 lead over the Iroquois Falls Storm.
If you're just joining us, quick scoring rundown was all Voodoos in the first, Caleb Dawson, Eric Whitelaw, and Owen Call. And then in the second, it was all Greater Sudbury Cubs with 4 unanswered. Samuel Asinaway with 2 back-to-back. Michael McLean, in his return to the Sportsplex, gets 1 on the board. And then Ryan Rubik puts the Cubs in the lead at the 17:58 mark of the period. We start the third period, much like we started the second with the Voodoos on the power play with a minute and change.
What were the shots on goal in that period?
The shots on goal in that period.
I'm just curious. Because I like torture.
Our guess was 12-13. It's worse than that. It was 19-6.
Nice. Nice.
Not nice if you're Powassan, outstanding if you're the Greater Sudbury Cubs, and if you're Powassan, you gotta get a bit more back of what you had in the first period. If you're Greater Sudbury, just stay the course and play your game.
Jack Nolan in for the draw against Dax Klinkhammer in this period. The Cubs in their road blues are going left to right, and the Voodoos in their home whites are going right to left. Caleb Dawson and Nolan Newton renew hostilities off the draw. Dawson wins it back to Cowell. Plays it over for Rotundo. Rotundo walks in, flips it around the perimeter. Now Cowell couldn't quite hold it though, and the Cubs send it right back down the ice. Whitelaw plays it around behind his net. It's left at the Zamboni doors though, and the Cubs all over the puck. Cubs trying to walk out. It's picked up by Nolan and now picked up in the slot by Klinkhammer, and that's stopped by Wilcox. 30 seconds gone in this period already, and the Voodoos have yet to gain zone time on the power play. Here they go. Cowell stops up, sends it to the boards, or the blue line. Now Nolan with a sharp angle chance. Another chance on the rebound. A couple of saves there for Chartier as the puck reaches out front, and the Voodoos couldn't bury it as they got about 3 looks right there. And now another chance. Just wide of the net, Nolan on the near side. Sends it right back out front. Now it's far side. The Voodoos keep it in. Flipped over. It's off the glove of Nolan and out of play. And Newton takes a bit of a late whack on Nolan.
And that's about as dangerous as the Voodoos have looked in about 21 and a half minutes. Getting a couple of really solid opportunities, couple of close-in rebounds, much like the Cubs have scored on Wilcox. When he was in that net, the Voodoos looking to replicate and getting a really solid few whacks at it there.
Russo in for the draw. as we find ourselves here with a conference at center ice. And now we're ready to go. Russo wins the draw, but the Cubs pick up the first real possession, and they send it around the far side. Dubroy chasing after it. Dubroy has the puck near side to Smith. Smith down the ice. McGunthin loses it. Now Antonioni going the other way before Call rocks him in the center ice area, and that'll be a penalty now against the Voodoos as Owen Call's going to go for that one for quote-unquote cross-checking. Owen Call going to sit for 2 minutes, and the Cubs, who have now scored 2 straight power play goals, are going to go back to the man advantage.
Big contact at center ice, deemed a little bit too much by the officials. And that can't be the way you saw this going if you were Powassan. You start off really effectively on your own power play. You got to kill this one off and try and carry any momentum that you had going for you.
Vlad near side to Signoretti. Signoretti walks the line, leaves it, and now the shot from the point hits the end wall. Wilcox couldn't quite see it at first, but the Cubs pick it back up slowly. Now Newton back to the point. Jacob Signoretti back to Newton. Newton throws it on net. Glove save there by Wilcox. And we'll get a stoppage here. 25 seconds gone on the man advantage.
Wilcox sees that one all the way through, makes increasingly more glove saves. The Cubs have been targeting the blocker side a lot, and it's been working for them as they've been able to create rebounds off of that, misdirections. So it's good of Wilcox to be able to keep that one down.
Voodoos were looking to get Dubroy sprung, but it's picked off by Newton. Still kills off some time here. Newton plays it to Klinkhammer, and that's high and over the net. Signoretti keeps it in. Signoretti from the point, takes a shot. Wilcox with the save, and the puck is deep back into the corner. Signoretti picks it up. Back to Asinaway. Asinaway twisting and turning. Still walks the line, leaves it for Jacob Signoretti. Walks in, takes a shot, that hits the end wall. Now Asinaway picks it up on the near side. Asinaway to Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer with the shot. That one's stopped by Wilcox. And now on the near side, Dawson gets to it. He can't quite get it out, though. Now he finally does, as he's thrown to the ice as well. But the puck's all the way down into Cubs territory now. 40 seconds left on the man advantage. Asinaway walks in. Asinaway in the slot. Stopped up, though, as a good stick nearly knocked it away from him. Now Newton, near side. Fanning on the shot was Klinkhammer, as he had a good chance there from Ovechkin's office. Now Newton into the corner again. Along the side wall, back to the point. To Asinaway. Asinaway in his skates, twisting and turning. Plays it around. Russo tried to get a hold of it. And now it's picked up by the Voodoos and sent down. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. It should bring us back to 5-on-5. Signoretti into the middle for Newton. Now it's picked up by Russo. Russo up for Cowell. Cowell walks in, takes a shot. And he just got a little bit too much of that one as he put that one wide. Now Cowell picks up the puck again. That's a delayed penalty coming up against the Cubs. Out front was looking for Russo. And that's going to be picked up. No. The refs say play on. Now finally Newton picks up the puck. And the Voodoos are going to go to their own man advantage now as the two teams are trading penalties here to start the third.
And what an excellent secondary effort. Walk in, take the shot. It's a really accurate shot, but just goes high and around. Chase back around. Attack the defender. Strip the puck. Create another opportunity. Keep up that pressure. Force the Cubs to make a mistake, and you get back on the man advantage.
Russo in for the draw, as it's won by the Cubs and sent down the ice. Now Klinkhammer going the other way. Klinkhammer one-on-one with Dubroy. It's stopped by Wilcox. As now Dubroy on the near side plays it to Russo. Russo from his own zone. Carries the puck off his stick to Dubroy. Now Dubroy walks in. Dubroy plays it around the end wall. Call picks it up on the far side. Call throws a hit. Couldn't quite get it to stop. And now Newton going the other way. Dubroy. It's one-on-one. Newton didn't like what he saw, so he turns around. Russo all over him. Newton plays it right back down to his own zone, and the puck hits a body, so McGunthin's able to pick it up in the neutral zone. Gunthin down the ice is picked up by the Cubs and flipped right back down, and Wilcox has to play the puck behind his own net, leaving it for Smith. Smith Slows down to let his team get a change in. Now he plays a far side. Nolan. Up for McGunthin. It's in his skates, though, so he tried to kick it in. Now it's picked back up by McLean. McLean going for a skate. McLean walks in. Couldn't quite get a shot away as the Voodoos were able to knock it off his stick. Less than a minute now on the man advantage. Rotundo with the puck. Rotundo shielding the puck with his body. Gets the puck in deep. Throws it cross ice. McLean gets to it. And now it's picked up by the Voodoos. Out front, good chance as they couldn't quite hammer that one home as Nolan did the spinorama. Couldn't quite get a shot away. Now back for Cowell. Cowell with a shot. That one hits a body and goes wide. Now Rotundo. Back for Cowell. Cowell walks in. Cowell out front. Couldn't quite get it to go. And it's played back to Cowell behind the net. Cowell looking for Nolan. Nolan in for Cowell at the half wall. He's knocked off the puck by Signoretti. And down the Cubs go, and that'll bring us back to 5-on-5. Now Vlad walks into the slot. Vlad leaves it for Signoretti. They score. Lucas Signoretti from the slot with the biggest goal celebration I've seen.
And that's just an unsupported play at the top of the blue line. The Voodoos aren't able to stay on top of it, and along being sprung, it's just an odd man rush, and the Voodoos can't get in front of the pass. 5-3 is the score.
Signoretti's going to go to the box for unsportsmanlike off that. So the Voodoos are going to go back to the man advantage. Or no. Either way, that's a misconduct, so 10 minutes Signoretti will have to sit in the box now. And that takes a big weapon away from the Cubs. Now back into the middle of the ice to box, flips the puck right back in. Chartier out to play it. Bouchard has it behind his net. 5-3 Cubs. DeCallaway stops it up in the neutral zone. Klinkhammer walking in. Takes a shot. Wilcox with the save. Rebound. No one saw where it was at first, but he had it underneath him.
Wilcox is facing a barrage here as the game has gone on. Stopping a lot of the rebound opportunities, angling off very well, but when you're facing 37-plus shots, the majority of those being in the second and beginning of the third period, it's hard to keep up. He's had an excellent showing here tonight so far, though.
Voodoos back in action tomorrow when they head to Noelville to take on the French River Rapids, which Austin Seibel, I would imagine, will get the start. Wilcox, another stop. Now Matteo Signoretti behind the net, twisting and turning. Signoretti still twisting and turning. Still has the puck. Sends it in for Rubik. Rubik for Antonioni behind the net. Antonioni to Rubik. Near side for Signoretti. Signoretti for Antonioni again. Still twisting and turning. No Powassan Voodoo player seems to want to go after him. Now it's back to the point for Signoretti. Chipped on net. And Matteo Signoretti picks it right back up. Entire shift here for this fourth line for the Cubs. Spent in the Voodoo zone. Now Smith is going to get to it as Wilcox was able to block it into the corner. Smith up the ice now looking for Misa. And it's going to be sent right back into Voodoo's territory. Flip to the far side. Powassan picks it up. And it's sent right back into Voodoo's territory again. Smith has the puck for Saginaw. Back for McKillop. Back to Saginaw. And the puck out of the zone and flip back into Voodoo's territory once again. Smith has the puck behind his net. To McKillop, who flips it out. And it's going to get down to the Cubs blue line this time. And Asinaway picks it up. Flipping it down through the neutral zone. Couldn't quite get it through, though. Navarro picks it up in his own zone. To Asinaway. Far side. Now it's picked back up at the blue line by Newton. Flipped down the ice. And sent behind the net. Chartier with it. Leaves it for Navarro. Navarro. Over for Walker, or Shanks rather. Now Cowell flips it up for Saginaw. Looking back for Cowell, and it's picked up by Dubroy. Dubroy, sharp angle, leaves it behind for Cowell. Cowell sends it around for Dubroy. Dubroy back to DeCallaway, flips it right back in. Cowell couldn't quite get to it, but McKillop couldn't hold the line. Now it's back down the ice for Dubroy. DeCallaway with it. Up for McKillop. McKillop flips it cross ice, and Klinkhammer picks it up. Klinkhammer through the neutral zone, uncontested, getting around some checks. Now he's finally knocked to the ice, and there's going to be a penalty called on that. And that'll be a cross-checking call against Powassan, and the Voodoos will have to kill another penalty, or attempt to.
Successful on the previous. 10:57 remaining, and even before this, the Greater Sudbury Cubs were essentially playing a neutral zone trap, just staying heavy on one, maybe two forecheckers, keeping three back, and then just dumping, changing, just looking to burn time off the clock.
Russo off the draw, sends it down the ice. McLean gets to it. McLean behind his net. Shanks has it. Flips it in. Rubik tried to get to it. McLean on the far side. Hit thrown on the far side on McLean. And the puck comes out. Vlad has it in the neutral zone. Now sent back in. Walker has it. Back to Vlad at the point. Glove down by Wilcox. Rebound is sitting there. Still battling for it. Another hit thrown on the far side. Vlad. Another chance from the point. It just missed the net on the tip. Now Wilcox makes another save. And we're going to get a stoppage here as he covers up. Now McLean exchanging some words there with the box as we get a scrum here.
Shots now 40-16 in favor of the Greater Sudbury Cubs. Minute 7 remaining in their power play. The Voodoos doing a fairly effective job at killing it, keeping a lot of the shots to the outside. It looks like we're going to see McLean go to the box.
So that'll bring us to 4-on-4. 10:04 left here in this third period. It'll be 4-on-4 for the next minute and 7 seconds. Oh, double minor. Okay.
If there is any opportunity, if you're Powassan, now's the time.
I would say so.
You have the space. You're going to have, at minimum, a 2-minute, 53-second power play. There's been no better chance for them.
Dubroy to Dawson. Dawson with a shot. Chartier with the save. And now it's picked up by Newton, who's knocked hard into the boards. As that's a big hit thrown by Dawson. And now Bouchard was looking at him as if he wanted to get a little bit animated with him. Now Asinaway chasing after Dawson too. Smith gets the puck in deep. Playing for the puck. Sent out front, picked off by the Cubs. Newton going the other way. Newton. Sharp angle. Tries to throw it out front. It's picked off by DeCallaway. And Jacob Signoretti gets to it on the far side. Back for Bouchard. 30 seconds left on the 4-on-4. It's picked up by Wilcox. And glove down, so we'll get a stoppage here with 27 seconds left on the 4-on-4.
Clean look from Dawson the other way. Doesn't quite work out. The Cubs go on the rush, but the back check effective. Really good job at angling off, making that a difficult shot for the Cubs, and Wilcox has been increasingly improving at getting those rebounds.
And that'll bring us to a mid-period break, so we'll be back with more Voodoos and Cubs hockey here on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back to the Powassan Sportsplex. 5-3 Cubs lead. Voodoos were up 3-0 at one point, and 5 unanswered goals by the Cubs have us in the situation that we find ourselves in right now. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Harrison Clements. Cassie Millen down at ice level. And Happy birthday, cameraman Mike Brown.
Happy birthday. It's been a bit more even of a tilt here in the third period. The Cubs still with the upper hand, getting the one goal off the rush. But the Voodoos here with a huge opportunity, 27 seconds of 4-on-4, and then at least 2 minutes and 53 seconds on the power play due to a double minor handed out to the returning Mike McLean.
The sit away back for Vlad. Vlad leaves it back for Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer in deep for Asinaway. Asinaway spins and fires. Back for Signoretti. Now Klinkhammer flips the puck down the ice. Call. Gets the puck in. They're going to determine that one offside as the puck was knocked back up top on Call. And he kept skating forward and was able to get the puck in, but with 2 seconds left on 4-on-4, now there will be a draw just outside of the Cubs zone.
The Voodoos been going on the rush a lot quicker, a lot more cleanly, getting those zone entries a little bit faster. Now with 5-on-5, or 5-on-4.
And that'll go for icing as it was sent down the ice while the 4-on-4 was still ongoing. The Cubs arguing it. But the face-off will now come in Cubs territory. Cubs bench not very happy, I don't think, with that. But it was even strength when the puck was sent down the ice.
Them's the rules.
Let's do that hockey. Vlad with the puck in his own zone, gets it over for Shanks. And Shanks sends it right down into Voodoos territory. Wilcox plays the puck behind his net. 8:40 left here in this third period. 5-3 Cubs lead. Rotundo with the puck. Flips it around. Whitelaw couldn't quite get it down the ice, and Newton sends it right back into Voodoos territory. Still over 2 minutes on the double minor for face masking. Now it's on the far side, walking in. Flipped in. Whitelaw on the near side. Flips it right back for Nolan. Now it's Boys. Boys couldn't quite get a hold of it though, and Shanks sends it right back around on the near to the near side. Saginaw has to chase after it. Now we're back to under 2 minutes on the man advantage. Voodoos still with possession of the puck. Smith behind his net, near side to McGunthin. McGunthin goes for a skate with some speed. He's out racing Newton, and that's offside.
With some speed, being slowed down by the defender hacking away. That slows down the attacker just enough to where McGunthin can't quite get onside at the same time as his teammate. And now, with under 2 minutes remaining, the extra time that you had due to the double minor has effectively been burned off.
Russo in for the draw against Klinkhammer. As we're waiting for the puck to be drawn here, and a face-off violation going against Russo. Still waiting for the draw here as we finally get back underway. Puck to Dubroy. Dubroy in for Russo. Just out of his reach as the free stick knocks that one down the ice. And stop me if you've heard this one before. Down into Voodoos territory. Smith with the puck for Dubroy. Dubroy with the puck in his own zone. Leaves it for Smith. Smith out of his own zone. Finds Russo. Russo flips it in cross ice. It takes a weird bounce. And Chartier makes a glove save on that one, stopping that one up. Killing any momentum the Voodoos might have had going into the zone.
And just over a minute now on the power play. And the Voodoos have been held to basically a chip, maybe a shot from outside. Shots 41-17 for those trying to keep track at home. Not looking at the NOJHL website, but they've been held to maybe 1 or 2 shots on this power play that they've had.
Bouchard off the draw. And it's flipped right back down by the Cubs into Voodoos territory. Starting to sound like a broken record. Rotundo has the puck. Under a minute now, as Harrison alluded to. Rotundo in his own zone to Cowell. Cowell twists around and Doesn't like what he sees, so he goes for a skate in his own zone. Protects the puck from Newton. Gets it up for Dawson. Dawson went cross ice. The pass found Rotundo out of the zone. Now Rotundo twisting and turning. Gets the puck back into Cubs territory. Tries to flip it in, but is picked back up by the Cubs. And going the other way. And back into Voodoos territory. Now Rotundo. Knocked hard off the puck. Nolan picks it up. And Cowell now picks up the loose puck on the near side. Cowell. For Saginaw. Shot on net. Stopped by Chartier. And we'll get a stoppage here. We're still on the man advantage. Now we got a few extra words after the whistle with Klinkhammer and Cowell.
Two of the Voodoos goals have been scored off of quick shots, off of the face-off, with one of them, I believe, with the man advantage. So you got to take this as a positive. At this point in the game, 6:19 remaining, you got to basically take anything as a positive if you're Powassan.
Lots of yelling at referees and players on the far side of the ice. As now the Voodoos looking to change, and they get another group out there.
There's indeed been plenty of deliberation tonight.
Face off on the near side. The Chartier's blocker hand. Misa in for the draw. And it's won back by the Cubs as Newton gets to it. Newton gets to it, sends it down the ice into Voodoos territory. Now Klinkhammer picks up the loose puck. There's no way that he should get to the loose puck on that one, but Klinkhammer does, and he's going to skate it right back into Voodoos territory. Puts the puck wide. Now McGunthin with it. McGunthin as we're back to 5-on-5. Throws a hit on Klinkhammer. And the puck on the near side to DeCalloway. DeCalloway throws it in. Chartier gloves it down and throws it far side. Now it's back to Misa. Misa. Smith. Smith up the ice. It hit off McKillop, so no icing. So Chartier out to play the puck. And picked off by McGunthin, but there was no one there for support to throw the puck out front. Or else they would have had a wide open net. So instead, Antonioni gets the puck down back into Voodoos territory. And now Viscu has it. Viscu on the near side wall. Got it to Russo. Russo couldn't quite get it in, though, as he throws a hit on the far side. Now it's to Wilcox. Wilcox flips it around. Viscu kicks it out for Russo. It's picked off by Sinaway. And now Whitelaw gets to it. Whitelaw plays around as we're under 5 minutes left in this third period. Up for Russo. Russo flips it down the ice. The lad gets to it. Sends it right back down to the Voodoos side of the ice. In the neutral zone, though. And it's flipped in. Wilcox blocked it into the corner. Now it's played for McKillop. McKillop off the boards, down the ice. Bouchard missed the hop. And has to go all the way back into his own zone at the end wall to play it. Flip down the ice. Newton walks in. Newton takes a shot. He scores. 6-3 as he gives a wink to the Voodoos crowd right in front of us.
All right, just buy your team.
12th goal of the season for Nolan Newton, as that one looked a little too easy.
Was able to just split the defense without much opposition as he walked over the blue line, picked a spot, fired the puck 6-3, and that's effectively going to put this one out of reach for the Voodoos, barring a miracle. 4:20 remaining, 42-18 being the shots.
Well, another draw coming here with Dubroy and Klinkhammer. It's won by the Cubs. And Saginaw takes a shot. Stopped by Chartier. Shots on goal 42-19 in favor of the Cubs. 6-3 is the game. Remember when it was 3-0 Voodoos? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. And I remember back to around the 11-minute mark when the Greater Sudbury Cubs were just more than content to basically play a neutral zone trap, and they've basically kept up with that anytime they've had possession.
Cowell's pass from behind the net goes all the way down the ice. Callaway flips it around. Now Shanks gets to it on the far side. Klinkhammer battling for it on the far side. Knocked back. Klinkhammer behind the net, flipped out front. Couldn't quite get it on net though. As now Cowell off to the races. Goes around the outside. Cowell in behind the net. Leaves it. McLean gets to it. And now McLean going the other way. McLean. Sharp angle chance. Stopped by Wilcox. Now back to Klinkhammer. Another chance. Kicked into the corner. Smith has the puck. Flips that one in cross ice. Off the boards. And right to the blue line. Saginaw there. Tries to battle it back in. And now the puck comes back down to the Voodoo zone. Smith flips it down the ice. Finds Boys. Boys was looking for Misa. Couldn't quite connect on the pass. Less than 3 minutes here on the clock. 6-3. And now Smith has it. Back down in to the neutral zone. Bouchard plays it far side. As a sword fight has broken out here amongst a couple of kids in the stands. Now McKillop. Back for Misa. Now it's picked off by Newton. That'll go for, I believe, a penalty against the Cubs. With 2:32 left, so the Voodoos will probably finish this game with the man advantage.
Looked like a boarding call there.
And Signoretti's back out on the ice now, too, after serving his misconduct.
So if you're the Voodoos, you got to just be looking at 1 point at a time. It's 2:32 remaining. Realistically, put it bluntly, things aren't great. But you want to finish the game strong. No matter how you're playing the game, no matter where you are in the game, you want to finish strong. You want to play the type of hockey that you know you can play. Yes, it would have been great for it to show up earlier, but if you can end the game knowing that you're doing the right things, that helps a little bit.
Well, it looks like the Cubs, barring a miracle, are going to go up 19 straight games on a winning streak. It looked early like the Voodoos could challenge that, and then they rolled over and died for the last 40 minutes. Rotundo to Russo. Sharp angle chance. Turned aside by Chartier. And the puck down the ice. Flipped right back down. Wilcox plays it with under 2 minutes left. And DeCallaway has it. DeCallaway from out of his own zone with some speed. Flips it right back in. McGunthin with it. On the near side. McGunthin with the puck. Still battling for it as he goes cross ice to McKillop. McKillop back from Nolan. McGunthin keeps it in, diving. Now to Callaway, plays it right back. Puck flipped back in, kept in again by McGunthin, diving to the ice. However, the puck does come out with 1:10 left on the clock. Flip back in. And that'll stoppage here, not sure why. For an icing, perhaps? It looks like it.
The rare icing on a power play.
1:09 left here in this third period. And the puck is won back to Jacob Signoretti. Now Navarro flips it back in. DeCallaway has it. Less than a minute left in this third period. Maybe mercifully, I can't speak English today. It's coming to an end here. Off Dawson, skating in. Navarro battling with Dawson in the corner. Nolan comes away with it. Puck comes out front. Saginaw was there, but it's picked off by the Cubs. Now back to the point. Chartier makes a quick glove save on that one. Or blocker save, I should say, as he knocks it into the corner. Now it's to the near side. Less than 30 seconds left. Nolan going cross ice. He was looking for Saginaw. Now it's back to Dawson. Flip back down the ice. That should end this one here with less than 20 seconds left. No, we'll have an icing here as Reed DeBox wins the foot race back. So at least one more draw here in the Cubs zone.
Shots now 43-21 at this point. The Voodoos finally getting over that 21 mark. And Chartier, since he's come into the game, has only allowed the 1 goal against, looking extremely sharp, stopping around 17 or 18 shots.
Call flips the puck right back in. Navarro gets to it. Sends the puck in. Dawson throwing one last hit. And that'll do it here. As the Voodoos fall to the Cubs, 6-3. The Cubs make it 19 straight. And now a last-minute brouhaha developing on the ice. As Call's down there along with Dawson. Wilcox flips the puck right down the ice. Dawson still involved. And now finally Call comes away. And that'll officially end things here. 6-3 between these two teams. Harrison, your final thoughts on this one before we leave?
The Voodoos played one of the best 20 minutes of hockey I've seen them play all season. And then they continued to play about another 20 of one of their worst. And then they played another 20 of about not their best, not their worst. And the Greater Sudbury Cubs just showed why they're the #1 team in the CJHL. They're able to bounce back. They're not allowed to. They don't think that they can lose, and they prove time and time again that they can't. They keep up the tenacity. They keep up the pressure. They have an outstanding goaltending duo, and we saw Chartier just show up, play a solid game after being put in essentially cold at the very beginning in an awkward situation for the Cubs, but they convert on the power play. They play to their strength. They play a physical game, and the Voodoos just couldn't keep up the pace after the first period. When you're being outshot by nearly 20 goals, when you're being put on the back foot, when you're being put on the back check, not only are you not creating opportunities, you're getting exhausted out there as well. So you played a good 20. You got to build off that. It's hard to put a lot of positive spin on this, but if you can play like the first period, if you can learn to play like that consistently, a lot of bright things are on the future for this newly assembled Voodoos team.
The new addition's looking good for sure, but then again, so did all the Voodoos for 20 minutes, like you said. And you kept it very much more professional than I would be able to. And for the sake of keeping things professional and not getting into any trouble, I'm just going to end it right there. So that'll do it here for the frontline broadcast of this Voodoos game. 6-3 Cubs win. I'm Courtney Hees Harrison, along for Mike Brown, our camera operator, and Cassie down at ice level getting some great shots on Instagram. That'll do it here. We'll see you next time.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being in netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.